once you start releasing these other kind of meme coins for everyone in the family, it starts to it makes it cheaper, right? The idea of a Trump coin I can get behind, I can say, okay, it's a president, maybe the next president does one, whatever. But again, once you start bringing out other coins, it does seem more like a money grab to me.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Gareth Soloway will talk about trading setups in stocks, crypto, and commodities as Trump becomes president. Let's catch him to uncover insights, strategies, and how the markets might react under new leadership.
Fully in earnings season this week. Last week, if you remember, it was basically the banks, but this week we are fully in earnings season. And a couple things again, we have upsloping trend lines here, which would give us a downside support zone here. And then we also have another line here, which is essentially a parallel. There's so many parallels on these charts, and most traders and investors don't use them, but this would give us a firm level of resistance, major level of support. And again, trading up like this, listen, the earnings are going to be fantastic. They had that big fight, the boxing fight between Tyson. They also have had football on. So again, there's a lot of things that are going to showcase some pretty, the sporting events, some pretty good numbers from Netflix. But honestly, I think that's already priced in. Again, for me looking at this chart, I'm not going to really be able to do anything unless it gets up here. Maybe double top would be a little bit of a trade short setup. Okay, let's get into crypto here, guys. We have to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin following the levels I gave you precisely. Look at this, guys. This is the amazing action of charts. Okay, so what did we talk about? We've been in what we call a megaphone pattern. Two lines that are diverging. Support, 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 support. Resistance, resistance. And what did we hit today? Right there. X marks the spot right there on Bitcoin. And that has hammered Bitcoin down to about 103,000. It did make a brief new all-time high, which is not super uncommon. Why? Because think about how many stops were put right at that high. The market likes to run stops. They get all the bears out that way before they drop it back down, and they make a lot of the bulls exit and kind of freak out right there as well, and then yank it back down. So again, this is kind of the way the market works, but the charts guided us, right? This is the beauty of the charts, is that we knew, and I talked about this last week. I said, guys, this is your zone, 108, 109,000. Right here is going to be your resistance level. It hits it and reverses. Beautiful movement. Now, listen, we did have Trump's inauguration, and we had, honestly, even bigger. I mean, at least if you're in the crypto.
Just hours before Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, his crypto team made a bold move, investing $47 million of Treasury funds into Bitcoin. On-chain data revealed that the Trump family's financial arm, World Liberty Financial, WLFI, executed the purchase, opting for wrapped Bitcoin, WBTC, a token backed one-to-one with Bitcoin. The transaction, split into increments of $4.7 million, was carried out on the COW protocol, showcasing a calculated and strategic approach to diversifying Treasury holdings. David Bailey, CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, highlighted the timing and scale of these transactions on social media, noting their poetic significance. This investment comes amidst growing speculation about Trump's potential to introduce a strategic Bitcoin reserve. However, the lack of cryptocurrency mentions in his inaugural speech tempered some of the market's optimism. Bitcoin surged to an all-time high above $109,000 ahead of the inauguration, driven by speculation and excitement. Despite a post-ceremony dip to $103,000, many analysts remain bullish on Bitcoin's prospects, with Trump's crypto-forward approach potentially laying the groundwork for significant market shifts. The Trump family's broader ventures into DeFi and meme coins like TrueUMP and MELANIA have drawn mixed reactions, adding intrigue to this unfolding narrative.
The launch of the official Trump meme coin was probably the biggest event that we have seen in crypto in a long time. I could almost understand how, if you made a meme coin for every president, okay, I understand that. once Melania's came out, it almost seems like a money grab, right? It's just like, okay, well, who's next? Barron Trump, like Don Jr., are we just going to throw these out and then just, reap rewards and make billions of dollars hand over fist? So again, as someone that ultimately loves Bitcoin long term, it makes me a little kind of iffy on it. Not Bitcoin specifically, but these type of things can sometimes mark tops in markets when you get this euphoria. And let's be honest. I mean, if we go back to the charts and we take a look at the Trump coin, I mean, this was just unbelievable. The percentage gain on this and is just insane. If we look from the lows to the highs, basically a 5,000% move. It has come in a little bit, but still, I mean, literally people were made. I mean, if anyone knew about this and bought early on when it was down in this, $1, $2, $3 range, I mean, literally millions of dollars potentially on a 5,000% return in literally 2 days, 1 day, 2 day, and then obviously the pullback. But again, listen, this is the way it goes. This is crypto. This is exactly, what we've seen in crypto with all the meme coins. We'll see if this ultimately pans out to be something that is long lasting, or does it become a fad and eventually we see it drop to the downside? And like I said, once you start releasing these other kind of meme coins for everyone in the family, it starts to it makes it cheaper, right? The idea of Trump coin I can get behind. I can say, okay, it's a president. Maybe the next president does one, whatever. But again, once you start bringing out other coins, it does seem more like a money grab to me. So whatever, it is what it is. Obviously, an amazing performance on Trump coin. And we'll see where it ultimately ends up. Now, for crypto, again, the biggest thing for me is Bitcoin. Watch that 108, 109 level, that high pivot. If we get above there, you have upside potentially to about 120,000 or so. But ultimately, again, until resistance is broken, you must respect resistance. All right. Let's go to commodities. There were some commodities open today. So if we take a look here, if we flip over to the charts, gold inched up just a little bit today, getting a small bounce, still stuck underneath minor resistance. Remember, this wedge pattern here, we broke above and we confirmed. So this now becomes major support. It could pull back there, but this would be major support. And ultimately, this is just minor resistance. Why is it minor resistance? Because it's only a short-term trend line, right? The longer-term trend lines carry more weight. This is just connecting two highs that were between, basically 2 weeks in between, essentially. This, again, would only be minor resistance. So minor resistance, you can chop along, pull back a little bit, but eventually the idea is you break through them, versus major levels can be much longer and deeper pullbacks on gold. All right, upside resistance will be double top if we push through there. Silver today, let's take a look quickly at silver. Silver, again, fractionally higher on the day, just above this wedge pattern. Again, technically, this closed above and did confirm, so it makes sense why it's been holding this. But the more it hammers, the weaker this becomes. So we got to really watch this. As I discussed with you guys previously, the silver move has been much more suspect, in my opinion, weaker, if you will, in terms of the technical signals. Yes, it still confirmed the breakout, but it's already hammering on the backside. And if we just go back and kind of compare that to gold, gold's backside is all the way down here, right? This is the backside trend line here. So gold hasn't even come close. So therefore, you see the relative strength in gold versus silver, which is already hammering on that downside doorway and weakening that doorway just a little bit. All right, if we go to oil, as I mentioned, guys, you guys know I'm short on this. Again, beautiful sell-off on oil. Downside support is going to be right in here. If we look at this chart, you can see, again, this is a trend line that goes way far back to the highs, basically in 2022. I believe that was when Russia invaded Ukraine. And again, we've now broken above that. The retrace for me to take some off the table would be right down here, around $74 a barrel. We then could get a little bit of a bounce, and then we have to see, does it go back to the highs or does it break eventually to the downside? A lot of that is going to be determined by what we see from the Chinese economy as well as what we see from the U.S. economy in terms of economic data.
Peter Schiff, a prominent economist and known Bitcoin critic, has sparked fresh debate following Donald Trump's inaugural address as the 47th President of the United States. Schiff quickly took to social media to dissect Trump's speech, zeroing in on a specific phrase that caught his attention. Trump proclaimed, "The golden age of America begins now," a statement that Schiff interpreted as a deliberate nod to gold, rather than cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin. In a post on X, Schiff remarked on the absence of Bitcoin from Trump's rhetoric, highlighting the use of gold as symbolic of historical periods like the Gilded Age, a time of economic expansion underpinned by the gold standard. The Economist argued that Trump's reference may signal a preference for traditional assets over digital currencies, aligning with a vision rooted in tangible commodities. While Trump's silence on Bitcoin disappointed crypto advocates, it did not come as a shock to Schiff. He has been vocal in questioning the sustainability of cryptocurrencies, often engaging in heated discussions with Bitcoin proponents. On the eve of the inauguration, he speculated about potential crypto policy shifts, humorously suggesting that outgoing President Joe Biden might sell state-owned Bitcoin before Trump took office. Markets reacted swiftly to the inaugural address. Bitcoin prices, which had surged in anticipation of potential crypto-friendly policies, experienced a sharp correction after Trump's omission of the topic. Despite this, Bitcoin remains robust, trading at $102,354.42, up 121% over the past year. Gold also saw gains, with its price rising to $2,723.66 per ounce, reflecting a 27% increase in 2024. As Trump's administration unfolds, the focus on gold over Bitcoin raises critical questions about the future of cryptocurrency regulations and the broader economic policies likely to shape the market. Investors and analysts alike are keen to interpret the signals, adjusting strategies to navigate what could be a transformative era for both traditional and digital assets. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.